The pièce de résistance has to be a girlfriend of mine whose mother-in-law gave her a used soap on the rope that had pubic hair in it. So, I mean, she could tell it had been used anyway because it was considerably less large than it should have been. It was reduced in size and not really proportionate to the rope. But it also had sort of, you know, when you've used soap for years, the pubic hair gets sort of embedded. That was nice.
What is it with mothers? Never happy, never satisfied? I thought they liked lavender soap and flannels and drawer liners. They're enough to make you strut around the place, slamming the door and stropping about and threatening to leave home like your own teenage daughter. Except there'd be nowhere to go at Christmas anyway.
It's very nice, yeah, very nice.
I think old people serve quite a good function at Christmas because they'll always usually be the rudest or the most, you know, they're the sort of barometer. They're either asleep quite early on, snoring loudly, providing entertainment for the rest of the family, or they're kind of, you know, making their feelings felt loudly.
My mother, you know, God rest her soul, she would be already, as soon as you gave her something, she'd be eyeing it up to see who she could give it to when they turned up and she didn't have a present for them. You could see the wrapping paper, the virtual wrapping paper going around the thing you just bought. Oh, lovely. Oh, I haven't got one of those. I don't really. Oh, but, you know, you could see it was on its way to Doris next door.
This is her 10th last Christmas. We've had the 5th last Christmas, 6th, 7th, 8th, lots of last. Every year she wants it to be her last Christmas. So because it's her last Christmas, she says, if anybody behaves badly, this is my last Christmas and you've spoilt it.
My mother has a Christmas face, which my brother has inherited. My mother's Christmas face is one of seething resentment. My brother's is one of disappointment and, like, sort of, what, you got me that? And, you know, the first thing most people say in our family when you open gifts is, have you got the receipt?
Your partner, then. He'll have gotten something really romantic. Something for an irresistible sex kitten in her 40s. He couldn't make the same mistake as last year, surely. He wouldn't be stupid and do the canteen of cutlery, the pan set or the oven glove again. With presents from your partner, size matters. The smaller the box, the more likely it is to be gorgeous jewellery. The bigger the box, the more likely it is to be some electrical gadget from Dixon's, or a bread maker, or a fondue set.
My husband, one Christmas, gave me a chenille hand-knitted bobble hat, which he still remembers to this day. I mean, it was like we'd never met. And so I opened it and I went, did you not like me when you bought this? And he went, no, I thought it'd be really fun. And I went, but for who?
I used to collect frogs. Frog used to be a big thing with me. Don't know why. Some people, pigs, elephants, mine were frogs. So I think I'm now in probably my 10th year of being bought frogs, and I'm now desperate.
I wasn't even remotely gracious, and my sister was going, I can't believe how rude you are, Tim. And I said, so much better that it's honest now. Then I go, a chenille bobble hat? I've spent a lifetime pretending I like presents. I'm certainly not going to do it with my husband.
I think it was a bottom bra once, which is the most extraordinary thing. It was maroon Angora wool. It was shaped like this, and then it had two ties. Now, what could it have been? I think it looked like a bottom bra. You had it under your bottom, hoist it up, and then tied the ties around your waist. None of us could work out what it could have been.
I've got frogs sitting, lying, begging, frog paper, frog pictures.
I was quite disappointed one Christmas to receive a... I've never seen anything like it before or since, actually. It was a set of differently sized nail clippers. Small ones for small nails and big ones for big nails, and some of them were big enough for sort of horses' hooves. I don't know, maybe it was actually some sort of veterinary thing.
And I've got a frog drawer, frog handles, and a lot of frogs in a drawer, all asking to come out because I can't bear to look at them anymore. So I would say to the world at large, please no more frogs.
It was presented in a kind of red leather pochette, so clearly the redness. I mean, this was a present bought by somebody at 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve who thought, red, 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 Christmas, she'll like that. No, she didn't.
It's one of the things about having been an adulteress all my life. Christmas is one time of the year when I'm left strictly alone because he's elsewhere attending to his family. So most of the men in my life would never have given me a Christmas present, I'm afraid. My misspent youth.
We seem to get the brunt of everything at Christmas. Now we're properly grown up, stuck in the middle, neither young nor old, in a sort of in-betweeny age. We're left basting the turkey and mashing the potatoes while everyone else is on their second dry sherry. And we're getting all hot and bothered and fed up. Is it me or is it hot in here? There must be an easier way.
My Christmas mostly consists of waking up in the morning, getting all the packets out of the freezer, going like that on the top and shoving them in the microwave. I do actually cook the turkey, but the rest of it, all the mashed potato and things like that, I just buy it from the supermarket ready made. I just think, well, you know, why wouldn't you really?
The worst thing about the actual Christmas dinner is it all has to be done at once. You've got to have it all, the bread sauce, the cranberry sauce, the roast vegetables, everything's got to be up one, perfect and great, and it can all be completely thrown because you haven't got the oven on the right temperature, so everything else is cooked in the bloody bird. You keep dragging it in and out.
Have you ever tried to get a turkey out of the oven? Very heavy. It's like getting a fat child out of a playpen.
Once a year you need an industrial-sized oven, and once a year only. So, and then that's just so annoying, all the sort of, you know, the this on top and the that below, and is that basting? 84 vegetables. I mean, why Christmas Day is all about eating vegetables you never eat during the year?
The beast is finally cooked and paraded into the dining room with a flourish. You seem to have calculated about 3 kilos of turkey per person, and some of them are only teeny-weeny kids. So never mind turkey curry, you'll be sending them all home with goodie bags. And they'd better leave some room for the parmesan parsnips and cauliflower mornay. That seemed such a good idea back in November.
When your head's in the oven and you just think at that moment, you know, there's 12 people in there all laughing and opening things, and you just think, I think I'll just keep my head in this oven for another couple of hours. That'll just get rid of the rest of the day and we won't have to watch Bruce Forsyth.
They should do one, shouldn't they? A great big pot noodle, sort of, you know, maybe a big tub, big bucket o' pot noodle in Christmas dinner flavour. And you could just put that in the middle of the table and give everyone a fork. That'd be a great idea.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Having put so many woman hours into the Christmas feast, you finally take your penny off, sit down at the table, and everyone just, well, eats it really.
My father's mother would come to us every Christmas. She'd eat her dinner. She'd go through dinner going, just a very small portion for me, please, dear. How do you fucking hate relatives that do that? Just a small portion for me, dear, routine.
No, I am very boring at Christmas time because I do keep on about how bad it was when I was young and, you know, how lucky you are. You've no idea what it was like during the war, down the shelters and all this. So I'm awfully boring. I realise that. I can't stop myself. Again, it's sort of those awful things I find myself. And every year I say, now, come on, just get into the spirit of it, enjoy it. And I sit there getting sourer and sourer.
I'm a pretty kind of sweaty host, actually. I'm always apologising for everything. Oh, these potatoes, you know. Oh, sorry, no. When I did them before, I didn't. Anyway, I was trying a new. Oh, okay. I'm apologetic host.
I remember once my mother, instead of the gammon, because you've got to have gammon, but one year she thought, no gammon, tongue. We'll have tongue. Well, she bought a tongue, because living in the north, raw tongue. Have you seen one? Well, she kept it in the conservatory because she was too frightened to bring it in the house because it gave her nightmares. My brother found it. He chased me all around the house with this tongue. Never been... So that becomes tradition then, doesn't it? You know, you've got to have a raw tongue now to chase around the house because it's tradition.